There's no I in team, nor in star status. America's fan club, yeah, we one of the baddest. We rep the star with pride, it's blue and silvery bleed. Nationwide blueprint, no following cause we lead. You gotta know who you reppin', act accordingly. Be that part of our change for all community. We uplift and inspire, this ain't the club to be petty. Building strong foundation so all our leaders are ready. There's strength in numbers, so play your part with pride. We going forward, not backwards. Star status for life, for life, for life. Star status for life. We going forward, not backwards. Star status for life. You gotta know the part. You gotta, hey, act the part. You gotta be the part. Respect the star in each other at all time. That's law. You gotta know the part. Hey, act the part. You gotta be the part. Respect the star in each other at all time. That's law. We building bridges, not burning them. Call it Cowboys connection. Salute to Cowboy Kill for birthday his God-given vision. We setting the bar. There's no exception to that rule. We proud of the star. Kings and queens draped in blue. Sisterhood finest, brotherhood at its best. A positive organization, and to that I attest. Under star status cares, we give back with love. When I say star status, you yell cowboy up. SSCC, positive, no drama, no act, be the part. That's the club formula. There's strength in numbers, so play your part with pride. We going forward, not backwards. Star status for life. There's strength in numbers, so play your part with pride. We going forward, not backwards. Star status for life, for life, for life. Star status for life. We going forward, not backwards. Star status for life. You gotta know the part. You gotta, hey, act the part. You gotta be the part. Respect the star in each other at all time. That's law. You gotta know the part. Hey, act the part. You gotta be the part. Respect the star in each other at all time. That's law. Cowboy up, cowboy up.
Presenting Drew Pearson for enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Roger Staubach.
Hood, what's going on, YouTubers? It's your boy BG, the Cowboys Unifier, and we are live on YouTube because they got me banned on Facebook for the next couple of days. So shout out to all the supporters and everybody trying to find their way over here, find out where the fuck BG been at on Facebook because I've been in jail. But today we're talking about the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame experiences. As you guys seen the introduction there, Roger Staubach did the introductory speech there for Drew. I was there in Canton. And today I want to recap that trip with you guys and share some things I think is important with you. And hopefully everybody can find me over here today and we can link back up because I think I'm starting to like YouTube. So shout out to all the new subscribers that have been rolling with us here today, especially from subbing on the Texans game. Man, that was totally awesome. We had about 2,000 folks on a live stream. I mean, folks were saying, why ain't they cutting this shit off yet? So we found a loophole. We're hoping that the Jags game this week, we got a place card up. So you're just joining us. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications as we're talking about Hall of Fame experiences today. So let's get some shout outs to see who's riding with us today in the gym, baby. We got to get them. We got to get them gains, baby. We're over here on a new platform. So I've got everything streaming live on StreamYard now. So thank you, the prototype. I see you. Thank you, Mike Rock, gang. State Board of Governors over there sharing out and spreading the news that BG is live over here on YouTube. So good morning. But y'all get your shares in because the best part of waking up is what? some coffee in your cup with some blunts, baby. So back in early, was it April, March? You know what I mean? Right before the schedule came out after the NFL draft. You know what I mean? Most Cowboy fans that I know that are what I like to call boots on ground. As you've seen the intro song coming in there with boots on ground. Shout out Lady Vice Lyrics. We'll talk a little bit about her today. I met them and her husband, Lady Vice was singing that song. She's the first female fan base NFL fan base creator. She's got music on all streaming music. So we're going to talk a little bit about her. But more importantly, I want to share with you guys my Hail Mary at the Canton Hall of Fame game. You won't believe it, man. I was able, and I'm going to share it with you guys, I was able to not only run into Drew, which I'll talk about this vest that I got on a little bit. It actually helped me. Then I got to see Roger Staubach too. Like I would have never imagined in all of my life, first going to Canton, and secondly, being able to run into both Drew, my favorite player of all time. So shout out Drew Pearson, baby, as we're talking about Hall of Fame experiences. I know we're a little behind the curve, but BG wanted to have some content, and I want to make sure that my new subscribers here today that don't follow me on Facebook are aware of that. But Drew Pearson is actually my favorite player of all time from the Dallas Cowboys. And I never dreamed of going to Canton until he got the knock. You know what I mean? And we all seen that, how it went down. So I was making my schedule after the schedule came out, and I said, well, hey, Drew got the nod. I've got to go to the Hall of Fame. So if you've never dreamed of going to the Hall of Fame, or if you ever dreamed of going to the Hall of Fame, wonder what the museum is like, wonder what the enshrinement is like, wonder what the game is like, wonder what Tom Benson Stadium is like, stay tuned with your boy here today. I'll answer any questions you have. I've got a link at the top of the description here, and it covers the story on how I was actually able to bump into both Drew and Roger. And I got some footage there. I got a selfie with Drew. I got some video there of Roger entering into the Hall of Fame. It's pretty special. So appreciate everybody joining me this morning. I know it's a small crowd, but nonetheless, I wanted to get on here. So you see, we got Drew up here, right? If you didn't know, let's preface the story, right? What is the connection between Drew Pearson and Roger Staubach? Now, I know that sounds pretty rhetorical to all Cowboy fans. I know that. But there's also the other 31 NFL fans that follow us here, like some Texans fans that showed up, some other fans I've been seeing that's commenting on here. Thank you. We welcome all 32 NFL bases here to Coffee and Blunts with BG. Mainly, this information is going to be for Cowboy fans, but a lot of the stuff that we put out about boots on ground, NFL events like Canton, feedback like we're getting here for you guys, is far and few between. So if you do a Google here today on YouTube, or if you Google or if you search YouTube videos here today and just type in NFL HOF Experiences, you're not going to see too many videos. And so that was the reason why I put this story up there, so that way you guys can check it out. And I also embedded the Hail Mary play that was created in 1975, right? December of 1975 is when it happened. So if you've never seen it before, let's just take a look at it right quick, shall we?
Vikings coming in here with a 12-2 record. 7 of the last 8 years. They've won the Central Division Championship. The Cowboys in the playoffs 9 of 10 years. Again, he goes to the corner, and this one's a high one. Harris is back. Boy, he almost got hit by it. And it looks like the Cowboy touched it. Greg McNeil picked it up. They're going to rule it down at the 4-yard line. We have a 3rd and goal now at the 1. Trying to drive in, and in for the touchdown. 7-0. Play action by Staubach. Look out, here's Eller. He completes it to Preston Pearson, and Pearson has the first down. Again to Dennison, and he's in. He is in for the touchdown. It's a 7-7 game. Staubach to Newhouse to the 20, and Newhouse to the 17-yard line. 3rd down. Preston Pearson, and he made a fine catch. He's going to be short, however. Waters to hold, and Fritz is kicked. is good. The Dallas Cowboys have taken a 10-7 lead. Target. Chuck Foreman, he's got the first down to the 43-yard line. Brad, it's Foreman. Foreman makes the move. Gets away from Peterson to the 30. Tarkenton asking for some quiet. Brad giving up. McClanahan, and he's in. 13-10 the score, and it's now 14-10. Fourth down, 17. Rodgers going down here. Drew Pearson. And did he make the catch? He did. He made the catch. 32 seconds left. He is going to close. Drew Pearson. He got it. Touchdown. I didn't know they had it for a while. Got the ball back. I don't believe it. He just threw the ball over the scoreboard. I don't believe it. The ball was thrown short, and the defender was not watching, and Pearson came back to make the catch for him. Boy, what a play that was. What a ball game, huh? So the Dallas Cowboys moving.
So if you've seen that play there, December of 1975, that was the original Hail Mary against the Minnesota Vikings, right? I was 1 year old at the time. So, you know, my first Cowboy game wasn't until age 11 in Texas Stadium. But I was a big fan of Drew Pearson, simply from New Jersey, because he was he played two sports. You know, he went to college in Tulsa. I was stationed in Oklahoma, so I learned a lot about Drew Pearson while I was there for 3 years, at Tulsa and through his history of being a Cowboy. But the original 88, man, so this all kicks off before I even had plans of going to the Hall of Fame. I wanted to do what's called the 88 Legacy Lineage. And we're going to talk about that orange dot that came through the screen. I've shared that with you on my tour to the Star on Facebook. You take a tour of the Star in Frisco, the world headquarters. When you have somebody walk you through the Star and explain all of the highlights there, you see that frame by frame broken down by the stairwell in the Star. And they explain to you what that orange flash is, or that orange dot, or what a lot of folks thought was a flag on that play, because a lot of folks saying, well, Drew pushed off. That's the only reason why you could catch it, right? Well, thank God there was no instant replay or anything at that time, right? But getting back to February, before the schedule even came out, I wanted to do a special on the 88 Legacy Lineage. Now, what is the 88 Legacy Lineage, you say? Well, you say Drew Pearson is the original 88. But did you know he was not the first 88 to wear the number? In fact, there was a total, with CeeDee Lamb now wearing 88, there's a total of 12 88s. CeeDee is the 12th 88. Did you know that? Well, we did a Legacy Lineage. So thank you to all of our Patreons here, our Patreon gang that's watching. Appreciate all the supporters today. We surveyed some of our patrons and some of our members in OAT, and we got to the bottom of it. And thankfully, to True Blue Crew over there, Julio Batres, he contributed 6 to 7 of the different 88s that nobody knew about. So you got to go over to officialamericansteam.com and check out that 88 Legacy Lineage. But I wanted to share that because we knew that Drew essentially had pretty much got the call. He was green-lighted to get into the Hall of Fame. And at that point, I never had a desire to go there. And I said, what is this NFL Hall of Fame Experiences all about? But I didn't know at that point just yet until I got to Father's Day. And then on Father's Day, I had the best Father's Day ever because I had one of my, my oldest son flew in from California. He got to spend some time here with us this summer. That was a surprise, him flying in on Father's Day. But at the same time, my family gifted me this trip to the NFL Hall of Fame for this ultimate experience with Drew Pearson. Now, they'd never been there before, so never had a desire, didn't know anything about, the Hall of Fame in terms of the history, didn't know that it was the cradle of football. Yes, it is the birthplace of the National Football League. I had to ask why. Well, why the hell is Canton, Ohio, the birthplace or the cradle of football? So I got that answered real quick. You know what I mean? It was the first place an NFL game that ever took place, right? So there's rich in history there. And with the NFL Hall of Fame Experiences, and also with NFL on Location, I'm going to show you guys some photos. I'm going to show you what NFL on location, the website cover looks like. Troy Aikman is actually the ambassador this year. We had, Emmitt Smith being ambassador years before. You'll learn a little bit about, you hit that story link that's here in the comments. You'll learn about, the Hall of Fame experiences and on NFL on location. And then I tell you how I bumped into Drew and Roger and about the Hail Mary pass that was created in 1975. And essentially my feedback with Mr. Clutch and Captain America was being able to run into both of them. So I didn't have any idea that that would happen. But if you take a look at this vest that I got on, right? This vest was a gift from a fan club in New Jersey. Where Drew Pearson is originally from, right? So appreciate everybody rolling here with us today. I know I'm a little slow on the comments, but thank you. I see Sarah, the prototype, is on here. Gang, all supporters. Patreon, gang supporter. Appreciate you. That is the prototype. So for all of the subs that are watching here, when you hear me say the term boots on the ground, that means fans that like to go to games and get to events, actual events, right? If you take a look at the prototype here, that's how she got the name. She's an actual supporter here. That's Star Status Sarah of Star Status Cowboys Connection, Ohio. I did get a chance to meet her on my trip, actually, along with the #1 Dallas Cowboys fan in the fan base out there. So shout out to Sarah Berryhill. As you can see her right there. She traveled all the way, boots on ground, from Lansing, Michigan, down to Canton, Ohio, with her road dog, top fan Ty. And I don't see Ty here on YouTube this morning, but I wanted to say thank you, Sarah, for driving down from Lansing, Michigan with top fan Ty. Both of y'all are supporters here. And that is the epitome of what boots on ground is. As you can see, it was twice the fun like it was at the enshrinement for 2 classes. We got to see not only the prototype here, but if you guys can see, this is Mrs. Price, Mrs. Carolyn Price, from We the Fans, ESPN, the #1 Dallas Cowboy fan. You guys see her. She's at training camp. Yes, that is the OG of boots on ground, if you ask me. So special shout out to Sarah, the prototype. Thank you for joining here today. I see everybody else. I'll get to you here. Crystal, thank you. She said that had to be awesome. My husband wants to go there. Yes, you definitely want to look into the NFL Hall of Fame experiences where they can, curtail your package to whatever it is that you want to do. So I had to call. They asked me what I wanted to do, what I wanted to see. They curtail that package. They give you a quote. They send you a link. You pay for that, and bam, you get some stuff in the mail. You get your little wristbands and all of that stuff. You get everything that tells you what to do. You get lodging, and if you get tickets to the game like I did, that was a big thing because not only did I get to go see Drew Pearson get entered into the Hall of Fame along with Jimmy Johnson, who damn near made everybody cry on Saturday night, right? In that first class of 2020. But we got a treat, and I get to link up with a lot of my different Cowboys cousins out there. And as a result, let me see here. Did I add that photo? Let me add this one right quick. So the first day that I was out there, as I'll tell you, boots on ground, I wasn't the only one there, boots on ground. I was happy to see, like I said, I shared with you guys the prototype Star Status Sarah, her road dog, top fan Ty. They rode down from Lansing, Michigan. But this next guy is no stranger to BDG, and I ran into him there too as well on the first day. And I knew that he was going to be there, and I was glad that we actually got to link up because you guys have seen me wear these lids, right? And everybody asks, hey, man, where do you get that hat from? Well, I'll tell you, this is the guy right here. This is who I call the hat plug. As you guys see, we look like twinsies right there. But that is Big Valentin Robles. For all of my subscribers here today that happen to watch, you see me with this hat on, the Cowboy Joe hat there. He is the fan base creator that created these lids. He's been creating these lids for a number of years now. And word is out and everybody's getting them now. So I was fortunate to be able to run into my hat plug while at the Hall of Fame experiences. So not only was I out there to support my favorite player, there were tons of my Cowboy cousins out there. Tons of my Cowboys cousins out there in support and in tow. And I was happy that I got to see my hat plug, because he donated this hat here. As you can see, he painted this after he became a subscriber, asked me, what kind of hat, what kind of lid did we want? As you guys can see, custom by Big Val. So we've got 41 supporters over on Facebook. We've got 41 supporters over there on Facebook, and when we get to 49, that is actually, you're going to have a 1 in 49 chance of winning that. And so as we ascend our goals to 100 supporters here, it's kind of hard to do on YouTube when I'm telling folks to go to Facebook when I'm actually locked out. But in the next 36 hours, I should have access over there. And we'll be back up and running. So thank you all the supporters that are here today riding with me on YouTube that normally ride with me in the gym as we get these gains. Because a lot of folks like, man, I need to get these gains, BG, man. Where you at on Facebook? Well, I knew I was taking a chance by streaming that game that we deleted off here and helped us get over 1,000 subs. So thank you all the brand new subs that are here. We're trying to give you some content here now. And as promised, by gaining those 1,000 subs, we're going to stream that Jacksonville Jaguar game. Now, I'm getting pretty excited about that, and so is my son, Bryce, who I think he had more fun during that live show than I did. He really was excited about the fact we had over 2,000 live viewers on there. So we hope we get a fraction of that. We know that this Jags game will be in different markets for people to be able to watch. But if you're a sub here and you don't have anywhere to watch it and you're out of market, please come over here and join us. We're going to stream the Jacksonville Jaguar game live again. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, hit the bell, and please leave me a comment here today as we talk about the Hall of Fame experiences. So I'd like to share with you guys a little bit of officialamericasTeam.com, right? So here, if you go to officialamericasTeam.com, the mastermind vision when it comes to fan base creators, right? We're the only site that's been up, thankful to these supporters here on Patreon. We've got 34 supporters on Patreon. I'll put the link in the description box below if you're interested. Help us scale this content, help us improve this content with tools, and also to help get around these challenging times for this upcoming season to be able to bring you guys some exclusive content here that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So thank you, gang, for keeping Official America's Team, the lights on over there at officialamericasTeam.com. So as I pull this up here, you guys see, shortly after getting back, I wanted to share my experiences in written form there so you guys could come and see Mr. Clutch and Captain America, right? Well, I share with you about Super Bowl 56, right? It's going to be in SoFi this year. So why is that important? Well, we're talking about NFL Hall of Fame experiences, and we're talking about NFL on location. Two different programs. Same NFL fan in mind. When it comes to the Hall of Fame experiences, they're actually a separate entity then from the NFL there. That makes any sense. So not everybody there is under the same umbrella, but they kind of are, if that makes sense. And then when you get to NFL on location, now Hall of Fame experiences is strictly for Hall of Fame. The games, the museum, the gold jacket parties, the fan parties, as you guys see me, I went to, I got to, there was food and drinks there both days. They've got breakfasts and luncheons there with gold jackets. A lot of that stuff I didn't do because I was there, quite frankly, just to see my favorite player get inducted to the Hall of Fame. But at the same time, I wanted to meet up with my supporters. So I didn't want to have that much time dedicated as a fan to the actual event because I wanted to get around and see my Cowboys cousins that weren't there on a Hall of Fame experience package, if that makes sense. But as we're talking about the Hall of Fame experiences and we're talking about NFL on location, let me just scroll down here and just tell you a little bit about NFL on location. And then I'll share with you guys how I bumped into Drew and Roger, and we'll wrap this up with some more photos and give some more shout outs before we get out of here. So yes, CJ. Yes, Crystal Gresham is a supporter. Gang. Thank you over there. Supporters like you help keep the lights on at Official America's Team and help us be able to bring this content to you like nobody else can. But if you see this picture here, if you go to NFL on location and you see Troy here, you say, well, what's NFL on location all about now, BG? Well, NFL on location is basically what fan clubs are essentially been doing in the field with boots on ground. Now, I told you I've got this jacket. This vest was a gift you know. This vest was a gift from a president. Shout out Kim Murray out there. New Jersey, Dallas Cowboys United fan club. She's a president, right? She's a big fan here. She read my book on Amazon centered around veteran suicide. She had a son that served in the Navy. A lot of things resonated. We're both diehards. She gifted me this actual vest. Now, all of their members of their clubs wear these vests. Now, a lot of folks saying, well, that vest looked like a biker vest, BG. You know what I mean? Are you a biker or what's going on with that? As we're on coffee and blunts, and I know I'm long-winded, but if you got it, roll it up. If you got it, you know I've been sipping. I had to go pick up me some new gas yesterday. You know what I mean? Because gas is expensive. You feel me? But I went over there and got me some tear gas yesterday, shooting about 26%. No, I'm sorry, 23, shooting out about an MJ, right? It's tear gas from Magic Time. Boy, it is gas for real. So I'm on that gas, that tear gas by Magic Time. I'm on my high hemp wraps here on Coffee and Blunts with BG. So if you're wondering what that is about, you know what I mean? Coffee and Blunts is mandatory, baby, every morning. It is the best part of waking up, especially for BG and all my supporters here who says, man, we got to get back in the gym. But getting back to this vest, right? So last year, I want to say around November, December, I think, you know what I mean? I was gifted this in the mail, and I kind of kept it close to the vest, if you know what I'm saying. And we're going to get to this NFL on location as you guys see it wrapped up here. I want to make sure you guys are, this vest is an intricate part of this whole story with Drew Pearson. So I need you to follow me here. Appreciate that. All my sharers, get on the line. Y'all please share this into the Facebook groups over there. Let them know BG is live here. I know a lot of folks, all the Dynasty fans from the 90s, like myself, are on Facebook. They're not on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that. But we're here for a few days. We're making a YouTube pivot. So I've notified all my Patreons on Patreon. So make sure you guys come over here and support. But getting back to this vest, so it was sent to me. Then I kind of kept it close to the vest. I shared it with all of my supporters here first. They seen it first. You know what I mean? When you become an exclusive supporter on Facebook, I got a secret group over there that as soon as you sign up for $4.99 a month, I'll put the link in the description box below. There's an exclusive group with a bunch of content over there, like some of the busts, like Roger Staubach, that I got video of while I was there at the Hall of Fame Museum checking out all of the busts, right? Bob Lilly, you know, Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones, all the folks that are in there. So you can jump over there on Facebook, check it out. I'll put the link in the description box below. So she gave me this vest, and so I happened to wear it, you know, because I wanted to represent my colors while I was at the Hall of Fame game, and especially, you know what I mean? I can't turn around, but you guys can see on the back there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a walking advertisement, if you know what I'm saying. So I appreciate that, Kim's, because as I was walking in on the second day, that's right, on Saturday there, I was told you I ran into Big Val, right, on the first day. So shout out my man Big Val. That's my hat plug over there. But on the second day, I was walking in. I had just got dropped off from my Uber, and I was walking into the Hall of Fame there. Now, they do have transportation from lodging. I had official lodging there with the Hall of Fame Experiences. It's about a 25-minute drive from the actual Hall of Fame. It's in a little town called Hartville. Not actually in Canton, Ohio. It's in Hartville, so it's a little drive. So I would encourage you. My advice, if you're a boots on ground fan like BG and everybody else here, you can't just rely on that transportation. You're gonna need a car. So shout out everybody, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't get a car after that point because, well, most of y'all that have been following me here know that story. I stayed a night extra in the Cleveland airport. I ran into Warren Moon, so that was kind of cool too as well. We had stayed in the airport that night. But long story short, this vest, I'm walking in Saturday, and as I'm walking in, I see this long row of golf carts. You know, they're empty. There's some folks moving around over there. Don't look like nothing's going on. I'm focused. I'm walking straight into the Hall of Fame, right? Minding my business. Then all of a sudden I hear, hey, I like that vest you got on, buddy. And I naturally, intrinsically just said, thank you. And as I was saying that simultaneously and turning, I looked over my right shoulder as I kept walking, and I looked to see who it was. And wouldn't you know, who do you think it was? That's right. Motherfucking Drew Pearson called me out at the Hall of Fame. I couldn't have planned it no other way. I was already mad. My cab was running late. There was some other shit going on that morning I was real pissed about. So I was walking in pissed off at the Hall of Fame. And then all of a sudden I hear, hey, I like that vest you got on, buddy. And as I turned and looked, I was tickled to death. I said, I can't fucking believe it. I said, we Cowboy fans got good timing. And Drew Pearson says, exactly, we're Cowboys. And then what he told me was, as I got that selfie right there, he was getting ready to take off in the golf cart. Now, this is on Saturday. This is before he spoke. I think he had just got done doing some autographs in the tent there for all the potential gold jackets. But as I was beginning to walk off and he gave some dap before he burnt off in the golf cart, he told me, he says, as he grabbed this vest and he seen it, it says DC4L right here. See this? He grabbed this and he looked at it and he says, don't let Jerry Jones see this vest. So that rocked my socks right out the gate. And I put a big smile on my face on Saturday. And that was Drew Pearson, one half of the originators, the creators of the Hail Mary in December of 1975. Y'all seen the video here of all the recaps. Now, remember that orange dot I was telling you about? You got to pay attention, man. If you go check out the Legacy Lineage, the 88 Legacy Lineage, like I told you, I wrote in February, you know, the 12 folks that wore those number 88s, you'll learn about what that orange dot there is. Or if you take a tour of the star, you can learn what that is. And no, I'll tell you, it is not a flag. And so all my diehards here, no. So getting back now, that's how I ran into Drew. Getting back to On Location. So you see On Location here with Troy Aikman, right? He is the official ambassador. And if you see this link here, it says learn more about NFL On Location for Super Bowl 56 at SoFi Stadium. So if you didn't know, Super Bowl is at SoFi Stadium in February 13th in LA, one day before Valentine's Day, right? So fellas, get out there, do your work, you know what I mean? Make sure you plan accordingly, you know what I mean? But Troy Aikman is the ambassador for the Super Bowl this year, and it's got to do with NFL Location Super Bowl experiences. So remember, Hall of Fame experiences for the Hall of Fame up in Canton, Super Bowl experiences, NFL On Location, right? Super Bowl experiences are through the NFL Location. So all those links are there in this article. And you guys can go over there and check it out. So if you're a type of boots on ground fan like we are here, for all the new subs, thank you for hanging out here. You know, these are some things that you might want to look at, like Crystal Gresham says, I want to go to the Hall of Fame. Now, you guys understand Tony Romo is up for induction next season, right? Should he make it, I know there's going to be a ton of fucking Cowboy fans that are going to want to go. There was a ton of Cowboy fans there for Drew Pearson. Not as many as I thought I'd like to see, however. But nonetheless, there were some Cowboy fans there. And a few of the Cowboy fans that I ran into, like I shared with you, you know, even some service members and things there. So when we talk about boots on ground, you know, I had to stop by, you know, the Marines booth. You know, if you guys were there, you seen the game. If you didn't see the game, the halftime show at the Hall of Fame game was the Marine Silent Drill Team, which I've got that video. I streamed live on Facebook. You guys can jump over there. So if you want to see the Silent Drill Team that came on 50-yard line perform. So I had to stop by there and shoot them a what's up. And I was able to actually stop by a fish fry. So shout out to Star Status Cowboys Connection Ohio as one of the events I was invited to. You see, I met Mrs. Price there along with the prototype. You seen the picture there as well. That was straight from the barbecue. This was actually out on the corner. I'm sorry, the fish fry, we was there. And this is from Star Status Cowboys Connection Ohio. As you guys see the lovely ladies there in the tent. Shout out to my man, Mark Lockett, the president of Star Status Cowboys Connection Ohio. If you want to know about all of the different 50 fan clubs, like the one in New Jersey I told you about, Dallas Cowboys United out there, New Jersey, you got Star Status Cowboys Connection Ohio. Go to officialamericasteam.com. And there is a Cowboy Club directory. It's the first of its kind on the internet, connecting Cowboy fans with local Cowboy fans in their clubs for watch parties. And like what we like to do on Facebook is connect fans off the social media streets at live events. So shout out to Mark Lockett, Star Status Cowboys Connection, and also the Cuffs. Y'all know Lady Cuff, Mr. Cuff, all them folks over there, right? Lady Vice, I'm sorry, Mr. Cuff. Where's their photo at here? I know I got it up here somewhere. But you guys see me put this, we just did this show here yesterday, right? So here is Cuff, the vice president of Star Status Cowboys Connection, and his wife, the first female NFL fan base creator with streaming music on all platforms. So shout out to Lady Vice. They were actually down there on the ground. They actually got to meet Drew Pearson's family Basically, because how they were representing the star. You know, they know how to back the royal silver and blue, if you know what I mean. You got to pay attention for these two. This is the first power couple. That's right, out of the cradle of football where it all started in Canton, Ohio. So shout out to them folks. I got to meet out there too as well. So as Saturday goes on, Jimmy speaks, everything. We get to Sunday, right? We know Drew Pearson is speaking first on the mic Sunday night. CJ, Crystal says she waiting on a good group, bad group list. I'm going to have to do that when I'm really bored. I got a lot of great stuff I'd rather put out. But yeah, y'all know I keep on top of them fake folks' heads over there on Facebook. But getting back to, you know, on Sunday now. So as Sunday is there, I go to the food, get the food, checking out everything, walking around, meeting all my Cowboys cousins. You know, and I'll just give an example. You know, one of our Cowboys cousins that was there. You guys have seen Soup Man. You know him, right? Let me get it up and running here. I apologize. My goodness, BG. Get it together, baby. But anyway, I was down there running around trying to find all my Cowboys cousins on Sunday because I knew Drew Pearson was going to speak first, and I knew after that I was going to get around in the stadium to look for my boots on ground Cowboys cousins while I was there because I seen them all posted on Facebook, so I had to scoot around the stadium in order to be able to try to catch up with them, right? Oh, man. What is going on, BG, baby? I should have had this ready earlier. I apologize, you guys. As we get to Sunday, I'm going to get to this Roger Staubach deal. I can't pull this up. It's giving me some problems. I apologize that. We'll get it here shortly. But anyway, as Sunday was kicking off, right? So I was walking around checking out all my Cowboys cousins. And then, you know, I was there by where the buses were pulling in because a bunch of the gold jackets were pulling in for the ceremonies. It was rather hot out there. So a lot of folks weren't trying to kick it outside all day like that. But as the buses were coming up, I could hear my Cowboys cousins say, "Hey, Cowboys, America's team, DC4L." Like every time I knew a Cowboy was going to pull up, I ran over there and was trying to find out what was going on. And so it was later in the day, probably around 2, 3 o'clock, maybe around 4 p.m. And I hear, "Oh, Cowboys, Roger, Roger." And I'm like, "What?" So I run over. I run over to the railing there, and I'm going to pull this video up so you guys can see it. It's Roger Staubach walking in with his wife, and I'm like, holy shit, you got to be kidding me. You know what I mean? You got to be kidding me. Here we go. I got it up now. So I know the supporters that are riding with me here have seen it already. I apologize, and thank you for sticking around here. I'm going to upload this so that way folks here can actually see it that are on Facebook. There we go. And so as I run over to the gate, this is what happens. And so I don't know if you guys had some sound there. I probably didn't get the sound on, but I apologize that. But I caught Roger as he was actually coming in, and I could not believe it at all. I said, who would have thought? I never had any desire to go to the Hall of Fame whatsoever. until my man Drew Pearson, the original 88. You know what I mean? Shout out my man Drew, who autographed this for me back in 2017 when he first got on Facebook and he was out there getting his brand and everything. You guys had seen the year before, he was Facebook Live when they denied him coming in, and he was upset there with his family. But I watched this show there when it first kicked off on Facebook, and he autographed this and sent it to me because I participated in his show. And I thought that was absolutely wonderful that I got to go to the Hall of Fame and see my favorite player, not only get inducted, but meet him. And then get to see the guy that threw him the ball and actually introduced him in with his introductory speech for the Hall of Fame. So as we wrap this up here, I'll let you guys watch the rest of Drew Pearson's Hall of Fame speech. But that's my NFL Hall of Fame experiences. And that's a little bit about NFL on location here this morning. I know it's been a little long-winded. Thank you for the supporters that's been riding with me here today. You know what I mean? Make sure you turn on notifications. We're normally on Facebook, like I said, but we're trying to figure out this YouTube thing over here. So I'm trying to get some good content and put it out. I haven't got the recap video made. I'm slacking on that. Nothing but excuses, but I wanted to come over here. You guys see the story. Scroll up to the top of the announcement or scroll up to the top of the feed here. And there's that link. And I'll make sure it's in the description box and a link below. You can check out that story and see all those videos, especially with my Cowboys cousins and everything. But y'all been rocking with BG the Cowboys Unifier, baby. We've been live on Coffee and Blunts. I still got to roll up my stimulation. Y'all already had my medication. I already had my stimulation. So you got it, pour it up. You got to roll it up, baby. You know the best part of waking up is what? It has been some NFL Hall of Fame experiences and some NFL on location in your cup when it comes to BG and that feedback. So make sure you hit the link in the description box below. I'll have them all there. You guys can check that out. Leave me a comment if you've ever experienced that, or if you got any questions about anything that I covered today on how, what, who, when, and where. I'd love to be able to answer that. Thank you for all the new subscribers here, man. We appreciate that. We're going to be ramping up some more content. We got the Jaguars game. Like I said, we're going to stream here live. So make sure you guys come over here and check that out. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Coffee and Blunts tomorrow morning. Get your games, baby.